What's up, crypto geeks, and welcome to another video. Happy Sunday, everybody. And today I've actually a bit of a question that came up to me, and I think it's a valid and important question. And I asked myself actually this exact question many times. Can the SEC just destroy the document? So there's been a lot of filing between the SEC and Ripple requesting documents, particularly when we talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? This is the court order number 3 right now that's going to come in hopefully soon. But why are they delaying? And if they have something to hide, isn't the easiest way to just destroy it and then tell Ripple, well, this is everything we have. We don't have anything else. We'll talk about that in the next little part of the video. But before we start, I have to let you know I'm not a financial or a legal advisor, and you always have to do your own research and not listen to me in terms of what investments you choose to make. With that said, please click that like button and click subscribe. It helps me keep creating content for you, helps with the YouTube algorithm so that we can get more people to join the Crypto Geek Army and the XRP Army. Let's take a look at the price of XRP right now. It's a tad bit in the green, guys. We're sitting at about 94. I think we're going on a bit of a climb now. Looks like we're going to be heading to $1 in the coming probably day or two. Good news there, right? Plus, we're heading into a Monday. We're probably going to see a lot more documents. You'll know there's a lot of document released by the number of videos I'm releasing, right? Remember, guys, I know like 2 days ago I released like 4 videos in one day, but there was a document coming after a document after a document, and the Crypto Geek Army has to always be the first to know. Bitcoin right now is sitting at 36,100. Great. Again, not too much of a change from yesterday, but it looks like right now we're heading in the green. Again, I think probably within a day or two we're looking between 37 and 38,000. So everything's looking good and quite happy. Dodge is looking like it's on a decline, but again, remember the Coinbase listing, or Coinbase premium listing was just only days ago. So probably again Monday you're looking probably at a bit of a climb for Dogecoin and Polygon and Binance. So good stuff there. Let's get into that document. Now, I'm going to tell you, when I actually thought about that question, because it came up to my mind quite a lot, and I know this from a bit of a, my own professional background, and it happens sometimes in hospitals too. I know a particular case that I've heard about was, somebody whose, doctor didn't come in time, and as a result, there was some medical injury. But what happened was when the court years later tried to retrieve the documents from the hospital and they opened the charts and they looked for the time that this doctor was supposed to be seeing the patient, that entire part of this chart was missing. And luckily, the patient at the time was smart enough that the day after he had the incident, he actually retrieved the data. So when the court came in and said, okay, look, why did you get called 10 times and you didn't answer to the doctor, the hospital? And then she looked at the hospital report, which is supposed to be exactly the same, and the judge seen that this part of the timeline is missing. So she asked, what's going on? Why is the chart not complete for the hospital? And actually that led to the client winning the case. That was the exact moment that the client won the case. So it does happen. I mean, it exists in the legal world. And maybe not many talk about it. So I started looking at the SEC. Have the SEC been through cases similar to that? And kid you not, actually almost the exact same case happened. Not to that, in that sort of scope, in that way, but the same thing happened actually within the SEC. I'm going to pull up the report for you guys right now. Now, this is a very long document, 60 pages to be specific, and I can even tag it and leave the link in the description if you guys are interested in reading or you're bored. But this happened a while back, in about 10 years ago, 2011, and look what this is all about. destruction of records related to matters under inquiry and incomplete statements to the National Archives and Records Administration regarding the destruction by the Division of Enforcement. So, I know this was a long time ago, guys, but this is a system that the SEC could be taking. And imagine you see somebody doing something wrong, now you know how to do it. Not necessarily that you're going to do it again, but they know. And it's happened before. So this is not just the destruction of documents and records. This is the destruction of records related to things that are right now being investigated. And this is for their time. So it exists. Now, who was destroying the documents? Unfortunately, it's the Division of Enforcement. So they're the guys that actually try to enforce the rules, which is who's suing the Ripple right now. Whenever you hear about the suing, or they always talk about trying to enforce laws on Ripple to put them as an example for everybody else. So this does happen, and it has happened with the SEC. Now, the nice thing with all of what's happened here in this specific case is that it was brought up, and the fact that it was brought up leads to two positive things. One is there is somebody monitoring this. So this would have not been caught if there wasn't some sort of commission within the SEC that's looking and trying to figure out if these things are happening. So that's positive and great news. Two, this was a huge case at its time. In fact, when they actually opened out through this case, maybe I'll find it in this document, but I read it throughout summaries. And guys, look how many documents. At least 90,000 documents. 9,000. And guess what kinds of documents? MUIs. And I was reading more in depth into this, and I'm not going to show the whole report, guys, because it's too long and hectic. But they're preliminary MUIs, which means what? It means that the other entity that they're looking at finding MUIs doesn't yet know that these have gone out. Right? So they're not aware that they're sending. So when you send to an external agency, an international agency, and they tell you, no, don't worry, this person is excellent. It's positive. We see they haven't done anything wrong. The SEC doesn't want to show that part, right? They want to show that they did bad and they stole money and there was tax evasions and all that. So when they see positive, they just destroy it. Remember in my last video, and I said, guys, MUI, I know that Ripple lost that case with the SEC being able to get MUIs, but it's not bad because before this, they were happening regardless. Now we get to see what those are, what they're getting back as messages. The judge gets to see them. It's no longer hidden, so they can't be destroyed. And I found out, I need to toot my own horn, but I found out, we found out that it's actually, that's reality. Is if the SEC would have gotten some positive news, and they're going to get good news for Ripple, not for them, because Ripple's not afraid of what's happening internationally. In fact, just a couple of days ago, remember when Ripple themselves asked for the court to request all the documents from exchanges globally, like 16 exchanges, which means they're not afraid of what's happening globally. They know the SEC to do it without anyone keeping an eye. And now the court keeps an eye. So this has been happening again for the preliminary investigation. So this has been happening for at least, guys, 25 years. And trust me, if it happened for 25 years, it's not going to stop just because there was an investigation internally. And it wasn't even an investigation from an external agency. It was an investigation internally within the SEC, which means it can easily be shut down, right? If it's looking like it's affecting the reputation and the image of the SEC, then it's going to get shut down. So maybe it has been shut down. There's nothing new about it. I've been looking all over the internet for new information relevant to what's happened to this particular investigation, but there's nothing. So I just thought I would let you guys know. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please click that like border. Then please share it on your Twitter. And now I have an official join button, guys. So if you click that button, it helps me out. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.